notes and agenda, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's got live at the top.
I don't trust that thing totally. Because like the YouTube does take a few seconds to do its thing. Whatever. It's probably live now.
Yeah, it's live actually. We're
Hey,
live.
look at that.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Alrighty, 201. Another one in the can.
All right, yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Episode 201. Thanks for joining us once again.
We actually made it longer than twice as long as the second longest running.
Twice as long as the longest running. No, we are the longest running arcade live podcast. Coming at you from YouTube and Zoom. We are a group of friends that like to get together once a week and talk about arcade games, beer, media, mini arcades,
cum stains and showers.
Oh, yeah. Buckets of cum.
That was last week's story. If you want to catch up on that one, I'm not going to go there.
Oh gosh,
that's funny.
After Refrain telling that story to some people, I'm like, I'm about to say it, I'm like, there was just a big mess. I'll leave it at that.
Lots of love.
Yeah.
You got love on your side.
And the floor and the ceiling.
And the walls.
Yep.
How'd you get it in the Kleenex box?
Yeah. That's just lazy.
I know, right?
You're sticking your dick in there and wiping it around to clean it off.
My watermelon's got holes in them.
It's not a fleshlight. Yeah, box of tissue.
All my socks are like hard as a rock. Anyway, yes, we are the Arcade Hangout. We'll probably have more people in here like we usually do, but yeah, I have a few news items we could talk about.
Oh, cue up the news.
Let's do news. All right. And we can talk about the news. All right. So
you got a cold, by the way.
I have really bad allergies. They hit me last night.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I feel great. It's just well, besides the allergies, but yeah, I'm not sick though. Yeah, I took a decongestant, but I'm still a little stuffed up. Okay, so I have to do a retraction on the arcade cabinet from 1UP. I did some more research on it, and it turns out the Burger Time does not have the NBA Jam on it like I thought.
You were right about the Karate Champ, though. It does have that.
It does have Karate Champ. Yeah, which is kind of weird.
I marked it up as, Mock was just drunk. He got his story.
Yeah, I did. So the NBA Jam one thing that is cool about it is that it's going to have online play built in. It's going to have 3 games, I think 3 or 4 games built in. It's going to have NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and NBA Hang Time. I don't know if there's a 4th game or not.
It's like worldwide leaderboards kind of thing.
It's going to be online where you play against other people. So you could do 2 people. You could do 2 people and against 2 other people, or just do 1-on-1, or maybe you could do join together on one side and fight 2 other people somewhere else. I don't know. It'd be kind of neat. It's interesting to see that they're doing something with that. Now, here's the exciting news. I can't wait to talk about this. Well, I thought it was really cool. So you guys remember the movie Joysticks?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
remember at the end when they have the big tournament and they play what was the Devil's game? Satan's Hollow. Mm-hmm. They play Satan's Hollow at the end as their last competition game. Oh, hey, Carrie. Oh, Carrie's headset's not quite working yet. Anyway, they're playing on these giant joysticks, and they're going like this with them, right?
Like dodgeball sized joysticks.
Yeah. And there's a button on it too, right?
Yeah.
So that's what 1UP's coming out with, giant joysticks.
Yeah.
Because that's what the world really needed.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Now, one is shaped like the Atari stick.
Nothing wrong with bigger joysticks.
Bigger's better, right, Carrie?
Size matters.
Anyway, it's one of them's a Atari joystick, but it does have a little red button on it, but it does look like similar to the old Atari joysticks from the 2600 era.
Do we have pictures of this somewhere?
Yeah, they're all over YouTube.
Yeah, the video I saw, there was actually like spots to put your feet at the base, because you'll just end up knocking the thing over.
So they won't fall over, yeah. And there's two different types of joystick. That's just one of them. And that one will just play 2600 games. There's like a menu when you plug it in, play 2600. Okay. The other one is a Pac-Man one. And then the ball is a Pac-Man head, and they have a little button on it. But yeah, there's this little metal plate at the feet that you put your feet on, so when you're straddling it and you're playing, the joystick doesn't fly all over the place.
So it's like a pogo stick kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find a picture on it.
So I probably either my first or second year going to CAX, the joysticks guys were there. Gordon, the director, and the guy who played the Gorf or nerd dude, whatever his name was. I can't remember now. The guy with his head sticking out of the cabinet.
Oh yeah, the big guy. Yeah.
So those two were there, and they had a booth set up at CAX.
No,
they were autographing like DVDs and stuff. I bought one from them, but they actually had a setup there with one of those joysticks. It wasn't from the movie. It wasn't from the movie though, but it was playing like, I'm pretty sure it was playing like PlayStation or something. But it was it was probably like 3 feet tall. And it was about the size of a basketball with like 2 or 3 buttons on top. It was really weird though, because you could see when the person was turning, like they had to really swing the joystick far.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah.
Yeah. Weird. So it's I'm sure this was inspired from joysticks. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Right. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. I'll do one up. I was supposed to go to the CES. My work was supposed to send me, but the hotels are all booked up. I didn't get there in time. Okay, so I'm going to put it in our chat, the link to where you can see it. Because I have it on a video. I don't know. I can't find a photo of it, but in this video, you can see it. Do you guys get that in the chat? See that link I just posted?
Oh, our local chat, yeah.
Yeah, our local chat. I'll put it in the IRC one in a second. Yeah. I'm not connected to IRC.
Yeah, I can put it in there.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so if you jump to time code 945, you'll see the Atari one and the Pac-Man one's right next to it. And the metal plate is only on the Atari one right now, but he talks about that they're going to be on both of them.
Oh my god. Okay.
Now you could I would like the Pac-Man one and mod it, and then you can make it play other games.
Right.
Put a Raspberry Pi in it.
When they were doing the demo, the salesman was like, "Be really careful with this. This is a prototype."
Yeah, they're all prototypes.
He's like waiting for him to just like snap it off the base, right?
yeah. So what do you guys think of that?
Novelty.
Yeah, it's a fun thing.
Can they build that thing for like $100?
That's what it's going to be for.
Ooh,
really?
I like the
$100.
Pac-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's something else kind of cool that they showed off. Attack from Mars pinball. Instead of that Star Wars one, they're also going to be doing Attack from Mars and other Bally games. So I don't know what else will be in it. They haven't announced it yet. But wouldn't it be cool to get something like that and just take out the monitor and put a bigger monitor in it? That's at about four minutes in to the video. You can see the Attack from Mars. That's going to go for about $600 ish. But to have a video pinball that'll play 5 to 6 or 7 games or something would be pretty cool. Keith was like, I might just buy one to throw it in the corner somewhere or something. And you know, modders are going to come out with things where you can put even more pins on it.
Yeah, totally.
So it might be a little fun thing. I don't know.
How far into the video is the pin?
The pin is at 4 minutes, 15 seconds or so.
Oh yeah, I see it. Huh.
It looks like a pig trough a little bit though, because the screen I think is too small.
Yeah,
the beveled edges.
Yeah, I don't like how small the screen is. I'd want to put a bigger screen in there. But yeah, wow. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Just seems like they're blowing up.
You'd have to stand in front of it to really see, but I guess they have the legs tall enough where it's higher, but it almost seems like it's so tiny you're going to be straddling it, you know, like your legs on the outsides of the machine playing it or something.
I wish they'd back up and show like a good stepped back view of it.
Yeah,
but it's all
with a person next to it so you can see.
Yeah.
Well, if you jump back to like 3 minutes 45 seconds, it is rotating, but it's hard to tell how exact high it is because it's on a pedestal.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, those would have to be at least like standard like pinball length legs to be playable.
Yeah, I thought somebody commented that it was taller, but it's so narrow and small.
It looks that way, yeah. Because if you look at 3 minutes 48 seconds, it's kind of there. So the legs do look disproportionately long.
Yeah,
for the size of the machine.
It's almost like they could make almost like a laptop, like a foldable laptop. The buttons on the sides, and it's just like a portable one or something.
Yeah,
and you can get one of these for the same price as a Replicade.
Yeah,
a Replicade. Right? What's a Replicade?
The Replicade, the Tempest and Centipede.
And yeah. Okay, so another thing that was kind of interesting is if you jump to 2 minutes and 23 seconds, they're going to be coming out with these these controllers. They look like Genesis controllers a little bit, but they're going to have a game on them like DuckTales or Mega Man, or that's what has Mickey Mania. And so those are just like plug and play type style.
Yeah, just like the direct plugs. And we had those kinds of things
have those
forever. Yeah.
Yeah, we have those. But underneath it, if you notice, let me see if you jump a little bit ahead. If you jump a little bit ahead to 253, they're going to be doing this in television thing where they have in television controllers, but like a retro style television that'll actually play it with little baby in television just for fun. You see that? That television looks like definitely like a prototype. But and the left of it has the Atari. It has an old 70s television, but with an LCD in it. But it's just kind of cute. I don't know. I kind of like it.
I'm cool with the Replicades because they're so like true to the originals. But I don't know about this stuff, dude.
I think they're fun. I think it's fun that at least it exposes people that have never touched it before.
One of my coworkers just got back from a trip to Japan for 2 weeks on vacation, and he was scrolling through pictures, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's that?" I caught the video games. So at some like sushi restaurant he went to, they had a row of like 3 or 4 1-ups, like just on set to free play, obviously.
Oh,
it was like when you're sitting there waiting to be seated, you just sit there
so you can play or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, weird.
Wow, an arcade machine in a restaurant.
Yeah, yeah, in Japan. Weird. Yeah,
was this 1980?
I know, right? Yeah.
So anyway, that's my 1-up stuff. My retraction on that. Let's see. Okay, I talked about that.
Vector Dick and the IRC just
I know.
One up set to free play.
Heck yeah. That's actually the new mod, is to set them to coins.
Yeah.
Adam G says Mark is the CNN of arcade 1-up.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Well, they're the ones having the arcade news right now. So
wait, where's Adam G at? Is he in the IRC?
He's in YouTube chat.
Oh, YouTube. All right.
Did you guys see? I don't know. This isn't really arcade related. This is board game related, but I just thought it was kind of cool that they're putting out a new version of Dark Tower. Did you guys ever play that board game, Dark Tower?
So, if you know the guys from Con Club, so there's Jacob and Michael Zenner. Michael Zenner's his other buddy that started the Con Club. He posted a video just recently on Facebook. He had one from like 35 years ago, and he plugged it in and it still worked. And he went through the thing. I'm like, wow, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. I had the game. It was a board game, but it used electronics as part of the adventure. So like, let's say you land on a space, you push the button on the tower and it tells you whether you got lost, or if you're lost and you have a guide with you that you've bought at the bazaar, then you get another turn, that kind of thing. And then you can go into tombs and you push a button on the tower that you went into a tomb, and then it has sound effects and everything. So you hear doors creak open, and you hear if anything happens or if you get attacked, and all it had was lit up windows that would, and there was this spinning cylinder full of the windows, and it would rotate and it would light up, and to tell you what's happening with sound effects. And there was a number thing too. So if you went to a bazaar, you could buy people for your troop, your army.
Buying people?
Buying people, yes. So you can buy army people so you can attack. And that's why you want to attack the tombs, so you get more money,
Yes.
so you can get more people, so you can eventually attack the Dark Tower at the end.
You buy them from their previous
dragon
owners is what you do.
Oh.
Yeah, mercenaries. Anyway, it was a really fun board game. It was a blast to play. And we stopped playing it basically when the motor would go give out on you. Eventually, that would have to spin that cylinder, and it would be off, so the windows would be half and half.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't the same experience anymore. It did last a long time though, many years. So it was and I found out the iPhone put out a Dark Tower for the phone. So if your tower's broken, you can just use the app.
Oh,
and
that's
it
awesome.
has the same graphics, same sound effects, same buttons and everything. And so you can play it through your iPhone if you have the board game, but your Dark Tower died. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, they're coming out with a brand new one. It's like Dark Tower 2 or something. I don't know. I forget the name of it. Return to Dark Tower, maybe something like that. But it's on Kickstarter, and it just started today. Kickstarter, Dark Tower on Kickstarter. Let me take a quick look at that.
And forgive me because I missed the first part of this. Is this related at all to the Dark Tower series that Stephen King did?
No, not at all.
All right.
It's it's
still cool, I'm sure.
Milton Bradley.
Added cool.
It's like a really vanilla version of Dungeons and Dragons for people to just jump in and start kind of playing similar
fantasy board game kind of thing.
It doesn't require the same amount of like long time commitment.
Yeah, where you got to set up a character and all that. You don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
You just jump right in. Okay, I'm going to put in another link in our chat so you can at least see the. I'm not connected to IRC.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah. Unrelated, has anyone played the Dungeons and Dragons pin? Each time I've tried to play it over at Arcade Expo, it's been down.
No, I haven't.
I don't know if I've seen one before. I don't remember seeing
and
one.
maybe that's why I've never played it, because it's only at Arcade Expo, and I've only been there like 3 times, and things struck out each time.
Oh.
Okay, I'm getting into IRC, so I can start posting some of these links. Anyway, so Return to Dark Tower, yeah. So it's like sort of a sequel. And then it's going to have a tower like the other one, but I imagine it's probably going to be an LCD in there showing actual graphics of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, okay. And let's see.
The original one was probably like a fire hazard. It had like a high heat bulb inside it, right?
It was just it was just a little regular bulb.
Yeah,
I remember it took a lot of D batteries or something.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it took a couple
for all the sounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
it does, and it moves. It rotates, right?
Yeah, it has gears that turn, that rotate the cylinder. Yeah,
right.
And it was the front of the tower. It was on a Lazy Susan, so the tower rotated to each person because it was up to 4 players could play. The object of the game was to go all the way around the board once and try to build up your armies as you go. And then when you go around once, then you can, anytime you want to, you can attack the tower, or you can go to more tombs to try to get more money so you can buy more men.
So you can buy more people.
Yeah, because it depends on the difficulty is how many more people you need. Yeah, because sometimes the dragon, you need to fight him with like 100 people, because once you're fighting the dragon, you don't know how it's going to go. The battle would happen, and it would show you hit points on the dragon, and then and how many people you have left. So it'd be like the dragon would be like at 50, and your people would be at 60. And the dragon would be at 40. Or and then then all of a sudden you drop down to like 20. You're like, oh no! And then you hit the retreat button. Get out of there. So then you could retreat with your tail between your legs, and then try to do the same thing over again while your opponents are doing the same thing too. So yeah.
So did different players buy different colored people?
Yes. By blue people or green people or orange people. Like your colored piece.
You just don't buy colored people.
Yeah. I remember that. I think there was a character in there that would steal your shit too, and you'd have to go back to the bazaar and get it. I think it was very random. So like anything could happen to anybody. You know, it wasn't like, you know.
I don't think I ever played it, but I remember seeing commercials for it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Vince. What's his name? The guy that did those wine commercials. Citizen Kane guy. What's his name? Orson Welles. Orson Welles did a commercial for it.
Okay.
And he goes, Dark Tower. You know, he's doing all his big serious. Did you ever see those commercials, the behind the scenes where he's drunk and they're trying to film him for.
And he's all angry, pissed off.
He's all angry and drunk, and he can really get his lines out. And they're like, "Oh, geez, Orson." They ended up just lip syncing over his voice in the commercial. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So I thought that was pretty funny. Okay.
Yeah, who was that? Casey Kasem. I remember hearing audio of him.
Oh yeah, when he went off
on a rant about some shit.
Yeah, because he
about someone
he had
making
to
a
read
request.
He read a letter about someone dying, and it was like really sad. And then the next song was some cheery, happy thing. He's all, "Don't put me back into a song that's all happy and stuff." After I just read an obituary, God damn it!
Yeah,
you're supposed to be a bunch of fucking professionals or whatever. He said.
He's all yelling at him.
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
William Shatner has a good one too, where he's recording voiceover for some PC Star Trek game.
Okay.
And he's reading his script, you know, he's all, "Spock, sabotage the systems." And then you hear the mic, "Bill, could you please reread that again? It's sabotage." He's all, "You say sabotage, I say sabotage." And he goes, "And don't tell me how to say it. It sickens me."
That's great.
That's on YouTube somewhere if you want to hear that. It's fucking classic.
Yeah, that's great.
Anyway, I do have one last arcade. I have a real arcade thing. Last news. Do you guys know the Laserdisc game Astron Belt?
Yep.
You've heard of it? Andrew, have you heard of that
one?
Heard
of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I've played it.
So it uses a lot of clips. It's kind of like a thing where it plays video in the background while you have actual graphics going on the screen. This one did something weird though. It would actually take like a JPEG image of like a spaceship, and would actually, through the computer software, it would make it move and rotate and scale towards you like it's coming from a distance, but it was just a still image, but it would rotate and stuff. So it'd go, you know,
okay.
And you're trying to shoot it, you know, you're behind the spaceship that's moving around. But he used scenes from Star Trek. Speaking of William Shatner, he used scenes from like some like Turkish Star Wars movie and a bunch of stuff we haven't seen over here, really, you know. Anyway, it's kind of a hard game after you play it for like just like a minute or so. The difficulty ramps up like crazy. But anyway, somebody at Galloping Ghosts just got the world's record of 70,000 points, almost 71,000, 70,970 points. He beat the game and then started a brand new one again. It loops. And he kept going, and he got about maybe a quarter or halfway. The difficulty ramps up like crazy after you beaten it. But
so it's still getting harder and harder, even though he's looped it.
Yeah. And he knows it's kind of like Cobra Command, where if you know what's coming up, you can position your spaceship in the right spot and be ready and shoot and nail things. I noticed he was positioning.
Anticipating
and getting ready. He kind of knows where they're going to be going. Anyway, I posted a link in the IRC if you guys want to check that out. It's interesting because I've never seen some of those higher levels. Because normally I don't think you can continue that game. I think once you're done, you're done. So yeah, it was kind of neat to see the end of it and see somebody loop it. But anyway, so if you guys find that interesting, check that out. But I think that's all the news I really have. Unless somebody else has anything else they want to chat about. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I have one other arcade related thing. I installed on my Robotron the high score microchip. You know what that is, Andrew?
The NVRAM, yeah.
Yeah, the VRAM, yeah. I was having difficulties with the battery for the scores. Something, I don't know what was tapping it, but it was zapping that battery. Within a month, it would be dead every time. So it was getting
a fresh battery didn't help.
I put a brand new battery in every time. It would just suck it dry. I don't know what's drawing the battery, but I just got fed up with it, and I went and got the VRAM. And you got to actually replace the socket for it. You know, we're going to take out a chip.
Yeah, because it's not socketed, right? It's soldered.
Yeah, you got to solder it out and put a new one in. And I took it to Keith because he's got the solder sucker. I mean, he's got the right tools. It's like it took like 3-4 minutes.
Oh man, that's a serious amount of solder.
Yeah, because it's all on a chip. You know, it's a whole bunch of little pins.
20 pins or something.
You got to wiggle it out. Yeah, and they put the new one in. It was like.
It'll take me an hour to desolder something like that.
It's
so
tiny.
slow and painful.
Used a real sharp soldering thing too, you know, to get in there because you don't want them touching, of course. But no, he did a great job and brought it home and plugged it all back in, fired it up, and works great. So now I got my high scores going. Now all I have to do is remove that other side of black, and pretty much done with my
painted over side art.
Yeah. I was debating whether to fully restore it or not, but am I crazy that I like to see the cigarette burns and shit?
Yeah.
I think there's something charming about it.
No, nothing wrong with that at all.
You know, people come over and they see the cigarette burns, they're all, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, can you believe people used to put their cigarettes right on the machines?
Yeah.
All melting it.
People used to smoke inside.
Yeah.
People used to smoke.
Yeah, right.
Dave from Buffalo's not here.
Yeah.
And thanks to Jewel, they will be again.
Yeah. It'd be like vape burns on the control panel.
Yeah.
From a USB sparking out or something.
That's funny.
So do you think you're gonna still leave like the one side black, or
no? I'm gonna take that off as well.
You are gonna, yeah. Okay.
It's just the reason why I don't like.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It was a lot of work to get it off on the other side, and it leaves my arcade smelling like alcohol for like 3 days. So it's like,
you do that out in the garage or something.
Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. You know what a pain in the ass it is to get the machines in and out of that room by myself. So
what's your magic setup to get Magic Racer and an alcohol, or what do you do?
Yeah, it's I buy a big giant pack of Magic Erasers, and I have a technique now as I get one of those rubber scrapers. Not rubber, but the hard plastic scraper.
Right.
And you take the highest alcohol that you can find. My drugstore only has up to 90. It doesn't have 100. But anyway,
99 stuff. Yeah,
I can't.
It's expensive though. You're gonna pay a lot.
Hard.
I got a gallon of stuff. It's a lot more.
So 90 is okay. The reason why you want to use a high alcohol content is because you don't want the water to seep into the water that's in the alcohol to seep
the actual
into
inks of the art
into into the wood and stuff. So you spray it I do about a section about this high across, and I let it sit for like maybe a minute or two to let it like seep into the that black paint. Then I'll take the scraper and I'll just go straight across with it. It comes, a huge chunk of it comes off like pudding into your scraper. Really? And then I take paper towels, I scrape it on that, and I do that again. Then I might spray it some more and scrape it again.
So do you think it was latex paint, or what kind of paint?
Yeah, it's like a latex black they used. So
because I've heard about, I actually tried it a little bit. I had a Donkey Kong Jr. that was painted black, and it sort of worked, but you use a heat gun.
Oh, a heat gun.
Yeah,
to
help separate
try to pull it off like a
latex. But your paint underneath needs to be not the same, though, right?
Yeah, it's not. Mine's
oil based. You're screwed, I think.
Yeah.
Right? If it's latex, you might be all right.
I think it's latex. I could try. I have a heat gun. I might try it just to see if it'll work or if it's just gonna melt
try
it
a spot
stick
on the
it to the
thing
or
something.
Yeah, because it's
like it's bonding it harder or something.
They put a lot of black paint.
Probably just rolled it.
Yeah, they rolled a ton of it. It's like 3 millimeters thick.
It's like why bother if you're you know what I mean? If you're just like flipping the game, like why bother painting it? It's going in a row in some like dark arcade or bar.
Or too bad it wasn't cheap enough to just do like vinyl, like a giant black sticker on the side, you know?
Yeah. Our friend from CAX, what's his name? Who's the guy who helps move the games around?
Jeff Kinder.
Jeff Kinder just posted on Facebook that he was restoring a Joust.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that, yeah. And then he on the side art, he just did it with the sticker, you know, a giant decal vinyl sticker.
Instead of doing
that's what I wrote in. I went
stencil, yeah.
I said something about stencils, like
he's all, I'm over that.
It's like what?
Like that.
What? No stencils or something like that. Yeah, so just easier with the big vinyl thing, I know, but.
Well, I got to go last Friday. I went to the soft grand opening of it's called Out of Order Arcade, which that
sounds promising.
Would that bring people in? I don't know. Yeah. So anyways, he's a local.
Closing soon arcade.
Yeah.
Right.
So he lives, or his arcade's about maybe a 15-minute drive from my house up in Auburn. And, you know, I went there a few weeks ago with Adam G, and we chatted with him for a while. And but yeah, last Friday was his soft grand opening, and like he didn't promote it at all apparently. And I got there probably 6 o'clock. It was packed.
Oh, I mean, really?
I would say capacity is probably 60 to 70 people. It's smaller. You know, it's probably kind of like what I figure Orange Whip's place is, somewhere around there. He's got a bar in the middle. You know, he has beer on tap and bottled beers and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool though. I mean, he's got some stuff to figure out, but it was definitely cool to see that, you know, like a collector opening an arcade, you know, and at least opening night, soft opening, it looked very, very successful to me. So best of luck to Kevin up there. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Any one of us that does something like that, I'm always like, you know,
what a gamble.
Yeah,
do it.
So brave.
In your favor either.
Yeah. I wish you luck.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he has a full-time day job, and so I don't know how he's going to juggle it.
And
all.
if it doesn't work out, his game at the minimum, his games will take some abuse. So at minimum,
so you know, win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put my Marble Madness in there so it can get broken in.
I need more patina, please.
Yeah.
You said you like the cigarette burns.
Game. That's the number one game I would bring to CAX is Marble Madness, so that people can just beat on those track balls until they're worn in.
Well, what you do is you just bring your track balls and offer to put them in someone else's game.
No.
That way your game,
game
is fine.
So for me, it was like mixed emotions walking up and down the rows of games. It was like happy for him, but also pissed off because I know he got some good deals on games that I missed out on. You know, because he's like,
get them all, Gak.
Yeah, I know exactly right. He's like the master at finding smoking deals on games, man. I heard some stories. I'm like,
he's been quick.
Yes,
he's a good guy though,
for sure. Yeah. So you met him, Jimbo?
Yeah, at CAX, I think. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
You're talking about Jeff Kinder, right? Still?
No. Kevin.
Well, I missed that one.
We switched gears. Kevin is his name. He's up in Auburn area. I think Kerry went up there once.
I probably didn't meet him then. But he sounds like a great guy.
I love him. I want to give him a hug.
I'll give him 2.
Isn't there? There's 2 of them who were opening it together, right?
Ding.
From my understanding, it's just him. It's him and his wife that run the place. Yeah. So I mean, I will not give any pointers unless he asks for them. But it definitely does not have the Grinkers vibe. But he could figure that out over time, I think.
Yeah.
Get some music going.
Well, you got to do your own thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Not everybody's looking for the 80s thing anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, are his games mostly 80s? Or are they?
He's got a row of some, Simpsons, Turtles, Fighters. He's got some 90s games, but
did you see anything that looked like really crowded, like people were on it, like Ninja Turtles or something?
Yeah, those. He had a row of pinballs. Those were all busy. The sit-down drivers, he had like 4 or 5 of those. They were all busy the whole time I was there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'd say that the pinball games, the drivers, and then the 90s games, those are the busiest. But yeah, and definitely
that makes sense.
Miss Pac, I think you had a Miss Pac-Man and Galaga. Those seem to be busy every time I walk by those.
Yep, cover the iconic ones.
Yeah. He's got to get a Frogger. He didn't have a Frogger.
What's going on?
I've got one.
Oh man, some crazy links there from Bolivia Minis or whatever. Bolivian Minis.
Yeah, my flyer got to kick faster than me.
Spam.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask what region of Auburn is it in?
So it's like right off the freeway. I don't know the exact. Oh, it's
a little more
Lincoln,
towards Old Town.
Lincoln Way, I think.
Yeah.
It's maybe just a little.
Yeah, towards Old Town then, because
it might be like one exit past Old Town.
Okay.
But there's you may know or not, where there's like a Black Bear Diner right there off the freeway.
Oh yeah, that's new since I moved.
He's directly across the street from the Black Bear Diner.
Okay. Oh, that gives me an idea, because I know generally, like, I haven't been to that Black Bear Diner, but I remember driving by and being like, hey.
Forest Hill Bridge. You know Forest Hill Bridge, where they filmed the Triple X movie where they drove the car off the bridge.
I got so many clients from Forest Hill.
Really?
They cooked some good meth.
Yeah. So it's right there.
The best meth, huh?
So it's basically
and
best
actually
around.
My one and only arsonist allegedly came from Forest Hill.
Okay.
Kind of burned her house down.
So for Northern California, Forest Hill Bridge is a very famous place. It's super high off the river that's below it. The movie Triple X, where they film the scene where the guy drives the Corvette off the side and base jumps. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but
I've seen the movie. I just
the first one, because didn't they make like 3 of them?
The first one, yeah, the first
with Vin
one.
Diesel.
Yeah, and it's the big scene right in the beginning of the movie where he drives.
Okay.
He steals like a Corvette or something and drives it off a bridge. It's filmed right there at that bridge.
It's funny. It's like Fast and Furious inspired that movie, and then that movie inspired the sequels to Fast and Furious.
Right?
Pretty much.
Hey, we can take this even to the next level. You don't even need to make Triple X. We'll just call them Fast and Furious.
I think that's
12.
basically the intersection he's at. I think that's Forest Hill Road that goes to Forest Hill Bridge, and then Lincoln Highway or Lincoln Road or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, it's right off Highway.
Probably Lincoln Way, but I know the region. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, very nice.
So it'll be cool seeing that. And then my buddy Adam G, he was in the YouTube chat. I can't see that right now, but
oh shit,
he brought me a special delivery of some beers.
So
I got this in here. So
that's cool.
This is a local brewery too. So I
That's
was
a
hoping to maybe do a pairing.
Pop.
With Big Doug that night, but it was just too busy. Maybe next time. So
I like this one here. Belching Beaver has a mosaic. It's
kind nice.
Of a cool can.
Yeah.
It's actually a mosaic
artwork. Yeah.
Artwork on
That's cool.
And it's a double IPA.
Awesome.
Whatever that means.
I just tapped my so speaking of what's the brewery again?
Belching Beaver.
Belching Beaver.
Belching Beaver,
I just tapped my keg last night. The one I got
you finished a thing.
Took me 3 whole months to.
Oh wow.
Jeez, you're slowing down.
Yeah, I know, right? Too many canned beers. And then I have to mention real quick before I forget. So speaking of Dig Dug, the guy who I filmed doing the what's the water game, the Tubin.
Oh yeah.
So
Tubin.
his handle is Jerky is his handle on KLV. So he has a YouTube channel. It's not like he's not a YouTuber. He just kind of films his own like edits of gameplay so he can reference it. He's been doing a lot of Dig Dug in the last week or so. So if you look up
Ken House,
if you just look up Jerky, the name Jerky on YouTube, you'll find it. In the last week, he's basically just doing like the first 3 or 4 screens like patterns, and it's crazy seeing it. Like, you know, I'm sure they all do it, but I haven't really watched that level of gameplay. You know, like he goes around and digs like all the dirt out, and then waits till the very end, and like there's only one boulder left, and he'll get everybody at the end. You know, so it's like maximizing the points.
Yeah, Ken House was definitely stacking them up. So like basically like running some sort of trick.
Right.
It felt less like a pattern. Maybe you know, maybe that's how he was playing it. But
yeah,
like, he definitely had sort of like mini patterns he would do to kind of like stack the guys up and chase them, kind of like Burger Time, where you can kind of like go a certain direction just to get them in the right place, and then totally like crush.
And there is kind of a they'll I think the characters that are chasing you will do certain movements depending on where you're at. You know, they won't just like go through walls against you. If you go a certain path, they'll go back down a different direction, so you can kind of group them and stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of fun. See, it's not like it's like 2 or 3 minute clips is what he's releasing, like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 videos. But yeah, if anybody likes Dig Dug, check that out. Jerky. So yeah.
Jerky
pattern. Okay. What's a pattern?
Yeah,
people use patterns in these games.
Yeah,
I can only imagine, you know, like how many hours, you know, Jimbo, you're the only one who's with us that can probably relate to that, but the amount of hours it takes to realize all those patterns and stuff, you know.
It's weird though, like I don't know if it's the same with those games or not, because I'm not like how with eyes, it just kind of happened. I don't know how to describe it. Like you play the game enough and you realize that you're starting to level off the same, and then you're like, well, if I do this instead of this, like it's not like a conscious thing for me.
It seemed like you always, I watched a while for when you're doing those live streams, the eyes ones. It seemed like you always had kind of a plan B in place in case something went wrong. You know, like you have a certain pattern, and if something screws up, then you change the pattern to something else, and then it works.
Hopefully. Yeah, it's weird. It's not, for me, it's not a conscious thing unless like nowadays, now it'd be like, okay, well, let's try to develop. That's different. But like how I came up with that stuff was just like playing the game a lot. And then it becomes muscle memory and you don't even realize it. And then it's only like, oh, I'm doing this every time. And then let me analyze what I'm doing. Like until I made that video, I didn't know exactly where things were ending up. It just worked. So it's not, it's just muscle memory, I think, after a while.
Yeah.
But Dig Dug sounds more like that's like they're going out of their way. That's a strategic thing right off the get-go. Okay, I'm going to do this rather than I'm just going to develop this. Like it just happened that he's, that sounds more like a conscious thing.
Without playing, I don't even know really. It's like, is it really worth all that time to dig out all the dirt? You get extra points? You must.
I think you get points for digging.
But it's like how much time it takes. But I guess
but
eventually
the game kill screens.
The kill screens. So it's maximizing the points along the way, right?
Right. I gotta say too about like patterns, like here on the Castle of Doom, when I was playing that was definitely pattern.
You figured that out? Yeah.
Because like stacking the guys, the little balls that chase you.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was definitely times when it's like I'm doing corners. Well, there's a video of me playing it, so it's like I played that exact same way, and it's like if I would miss a corner, then I'm just like kind of like Jim in like freestyle mode, where it's like, all right, I'll see if I can get here, but that screws up basically the entire rest of the level for me. So then I'm freestyling the whole way through.
You're winging it then.
Maybe I'll make a new, figure out a new path through it that works, but more often than not, I was dead. And then that game, because so the whole point of there is to collect all the little treasures in the map.
And there's something about like you collect bones, right? Don't those give you
those are bonuses? Those are like kind of like the fruit and Pac-Man kind of thing, where it's like if you run across one of those,
just points is all the bonuses.
It's just points, But when that game, if you die in the middle of a level, it resets you back to the beginning. It resets the balls in exactly the same location that they started from, as if you just started the level brand new fresh.
Okay.
The items that you picked up before are missing. So if I fucked up, I would actually rerun the same pattern to pick up the items, even though there were no items there.
Yeah,
to keep everything stacked up and keep it clean.
Interesting.
Otherwise, I'd be freestyling.
And the whole level's on a timer, right?
It is.
Each level's on a timer
too.
So, interesting.
There's a YouTube video I'm looking at right now, just called "Dig Dug Pattern Strategy."
Yeah, so that was. I think I linked. I don't know if that's the right one, Gak. I put it in our chat.
Yeah, it is. And then I saw Seabart linked it in the IRC.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Just want to make sure it was the right one before I put it in there.
Yeah.
They're showing how you stack up the people and throw a rock on their head.
Oh yeah, nice.
Pretty crazy. But
yeah, I wouldn't mind revisiting Hero. That's another one that I've got that fourth slot in my my Donkey Kong. So if I could go ahead and convert, because I've got the chips for it. I bought the Kulmo Craig had the Hero setup, so I bought that from him. So yeah, I should just find another cheap Donkey Kong board.
So when you were playing it,
I was playing it in MAME.
MAME, okay.
Yeah, right. I was playing with MAME with my my fight stick.
Right. Okay.
That's one. But yeah, so playing that actually on
that'd be a great one for Crafty Mac.
It would be such a weird game.
All the Donkey Kong hacks, not Donkey Kong, legitimately, right? But he can on the download do those
craziest Kong.
Yeah, there you go.
Big Kong, Dick Kong,
Donkey Schlong.
Yeah, it'd be fun to actually do some recordings of that one, because I could definitely get back into the patterns of it. And we never figured out what the world record was on it. I'd be kind of curious.
I'm pretty sure you have it.
I might. Yeah. It was I don't know.
I want to say it was a couple. I want to say it was a couple 100,000 was the world record, somewhere on there.
Yeah, and I was over 300.
Yeah.
330 or 340, something like that.
Only
plus tax.
Mostly because there's none in existence.
Oh yeah, totally.
Where they can record it,
And yeah, such a hugely popular game too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, you think Eyes is popular now?
Oh, it is booming
here on the Castle of Doom. That is like next level.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay, anything else new? Seabart, what about you?
Just 5 o'clock in the morning wake up calls on a Saturday, but
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that'd be a pleasant one to wake up to.
Yeah, jerk.
So Mock,
he knows who he is.
My son is he's in Amsterdam right now.
Oh.
So it's 9 hours later, I think. So it's like 6 a.m. So he's probably throwing up or hungover or who knows what.
Is he going to walk through the red light district and stuff?
We of course talked about it. I don't know if he'll actually, tell me the truth or not.
Yeah, right.
He went out there with two of his buddies. I dropped him off in San Francisco Airport Sunday. So they went to England the first night.
Okay.
And Amsterdam Monday, Tuesday night. Tuesday, Wednesday nights. And then they go to Germany Thursday and Friday night, and then back to England Saturday night. It's quick. It's only a week-long trip.
Wow.
But
that's a lot of movement.
I know. I told him, I'm like, why don't you just stay in England? Because his friend has he's studying abroad in basically near London.
Yeah.
And I was like, just stay there the week, because you're only there a week. But his buddy really wanted to go to these other places because that's his opportunity, because he's got to go back to school next week. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm jealous.
Yeah, Amsterdam's fun. I like Amsterdam a lot. It's really, really pretty. They got the best hookers.
Yeah, right.
Hookers and blow.
Better the hookers we have here.
And before it was legal here, it was legal there, right?
I get crabs like half the time over there compared to here.
That's from your, and that's just from the napkins at the restaurants.
Shit.
Catch that gonorrhea again.
Only comes once a year. No, like a holiday.
Yeah, it is surprising though, when you walk through with the red light, you'll see ones that are like they're too old that should be not doing it anymore.
Right.
They usually stop working after like 6 or 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then the young hot ones come in after that.
They get that, they get that time zone where there's like no customers.
Yeah.
Is that from like The Office, the day shift at a strip club? It's not something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they're selling free hot dog, cheap dollar hot dogs. How can someone eat a hot dog at a strip joint?
Ooh, yeah.
Anything, right? I've only
Eat
been
anything,
I've been to 3 strip clubs my entire life. And yeah, one of them definitely had like a buffet at like 3 a.m.
I feel dirty enough setting foot into a Hooters.
I remember in Oklahoma they had ones that had free pizza. You go there for lunch for free pizza. I'm like, damn, they're desperate to draw people in.
Just whatever gets asses and seats. Yeah. And tips and G-strings.
I'll go next door to B-Dubs. Thank you very much.
I had a buddy who was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he saw, they allow you to bring in your own beer. Like at the strip clubs. I'm like, so he'd go in there with like a 12-pack of
but you have to buy their food.
Yeah. Those are the weird laws where you can't bring alcohol in, but you can, you can't sell it,
right?
But you can bring it in. Like New York used to be like that. Like their movie theaters were like, you can bring in your own alcohol, but you can't buy it there or whatever. Yeah. Yep. That's pretty funny.
Huh. So I was at I had one of my buddies, my best friends had a bachelor party on Saturday, and we went to this place. I've never been. Actually, he had never been there either. It's called Top Golf, and it's okay. So you've been to one? Holy shit! Craziest thing ever. We're on the third level, and like I've been golfing like twice, and it's been like work stuff, So, but it was fun as hell, like to just hit the ball.
Yeah.
And what a crazy place, and it's like 20 degrees outside, but they got these giant heaters and stuff, and it was just nuts. But I didn't bump into his brother-in-law, this guy's name's Tony, good friend of mine. But I only see him like maybe once a year. A while back, like years ago, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, he called me out of the blue, and him and his wife, and they have 3 kids, moved into a new house, and he's got this big, huge basement that's screaming game room. And he was asking about buying one of my games. I'm like, just ask if I had anything for sale or could help him out. And I sure as shit wasn't going to be like, oh, buy a 16-1, that sort of thing. So I talked to him, and I gave him some of the titles that I would sell. I wonder what my face is going to look like on that one.
I'll copy it.
Oh, good. So anyways, that he talked and things at the time didn't work out, and he wasn't, he was interested, but the conversation kind of died out there. And he's an insurance salesman. He's busy. That's why I only see him maybe once a year.
Waiting for focus.
Oh, it's not focusing.
I need glasses, man. No,
you're fuzzy.
God. Anyways, so that conversation was rekindled, and he's like, "Dude, so I've got money set aside. My wife's on board. Like everything's hunky dory. And we were talking about some games that I'd consider selling, and whatnot. And so, anyways, obviously it's a bachelor party, so we're all drinking and stuff. You know how this is gonna go. So the next day." I get home. Oh, by the way, I took 3 never 2 hungovers throughout the course of that day, and it helped, but I still woke up. So eventually I'm going to figure this all out, because New Year's, I know I'm backpedaling here, but New Year's, I took never 2 hungovers, but I did not eat enough. And so I only did 1 never 2. So I should have done 2, and I still felt like garbage. So then for this, I'm like, I'm going to bring my own food, because I'm still trying to be good. And so I brought my own like snack stuff, so I wasn't tempted to eat gorge out on that stuff. I brought my own booze, like, we were on a party bus stuff. So So I took 3 Never Too hungovers, ate all my food. I'm good. Woke up with a pounding headache because I forgot to drink water.
Oh no!
Oops.
So like,
you gotta do that.
So that's just a testament. You still, those won't save you from dehydration. I always forget about that. So anyhow, the next day I get home, take some Advil or whatnot, feeling good. I wake up from taking a nap and it's a text from Tony, and he's like, dude, here, let me just read it to you because it's actually really funny. Because okay, here we go. Jimmy D. So that's my nickname.
That'd be the
for
Jimbo.
him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jimbo. Yeah.
Awesome to see you last night. Pitched the arcade game to Jen last night. His wife's name's Jen. She is not on the same page as me. Might have to pump the brakes till I convince her we need this. LL. Wanted to catch you before you pulled it out of storage. I'll work on her a bit.
Oh, boy.
And
now the battle begins.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was interested in Tetris. And I told him, well, I gave him a pretty low price and there were still some things I would do to that before I would hand it off to him. But yeah, that was it was funny because I was kind of half expecting it. That's just how it is.
Yeah, but once he breaks that seal, gets one game.
Yeah, I know.
Number 2 is a lot easier than number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe he's just pitching the wrong title. Wait. Strike that. Reverse it. No, what? No. So anyway, that was my funny little weekend news. It was a funny story. I was kind of expecting that.
So did they? The Top Golf near me, they actually have arcade in it too. I don't know if yours.
I don't recall seeing any actual games. Although we didn't like peruse their big bar area or anything like that.
That's a big facility.
And we were on the 3rd floor. I don't know if maybe it's on the 2nd.
So you and Carrie both met us, and we went to dinner at Lucille's near my house.
Yeah. Yes, love that place.
Right across the freeway from there. Right across the freeway from there is the Top Golf. And they have this massive net set up.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it's by the freeway. Right.
Yep.
I guess
same with ours.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like got to be 60 or 80 feet tall and like 200 or 300 feet wide. It's huge.
It's a huge space. Yeah.
And to hit the, I think, was it 215 yards to the far back net. And it's ridiculous. And some are 2 levels. This one was 3. It was just ginormous.
But
like, you can't miss it if you're on. Yeah.
Sorry.
And all the balls have chips in them.
Yeah, they're all little RFID chips in them, so that like for anyone who hasn't seen what they look like, basically it's like a driving range, but they have like sort of like these big holes that are the targets, and the targets so like and they're lit different colors, and you play different games. So like there'll be a game where it's like you get 3 balls, you're supposed to get them into the closest hole, and then 3 balls to get into the next closest hole.
Yeah.
3 balls in the next hole, and and they're spread out and they change in size too, but they're big. I mean, we're talking like swimming pool size holes. They're not like little tiny holes.
Okay.
And actually, I think the closest ones are smaller. But
the thing is, I've never seen it up close, but I've seen videos. You're actually like standing at the edge of this building, and you could be like 30, 40, 50 feet off the ground.
I took pictures.
And I've seen like either Instagram or YouTube videos where drunk people are playing, and they actually fall off the edge, but there's like a big net.
There's nets.
Yeah. They were talking. Those guys were talking about that too.
Yeah. So, because that's what they do. The people just get drunk there and
start fucking around. Yeah.
Crazy.
There we go. All right. So
there you go. So you can see the holes.
Yeah. So you can see the net there at the bottom, past the edge.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's there. Yeah. You'd have to get like a running jump to try to make it past that.
Yeah, you'd have to try to get off that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Tony.
The non-arcade owner.
He looks exactly like Ryan Stiles. If you guys have ever watched Whose Line Is It Anyways? If you see him from like the front and like he's got the exact same portfolio. So yeah.
And that picture doesn't do a good job of really giving you a sense of depth.
So those colored like circle areas, that's like different points depending
on where you different targets, so that the game's change.
Okay.
Yeah. So that far net, the purple lights on those poles, like Jim said, that's like 200 yards away. That's
215, I think is what
2 football fields away. It's far.
Huge. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like a massive version of like ice cold beer, kind of, right?
Yeah,
hit the
They
target.
want to get it in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it was kind of like darts where they have different games of,
There's totally different games. Yeah, there's absolutely. So like you
Oh.
choose the version you want to play, and then you play it. But it's fun.
That's
it's like
really cool.
They're actually I've done some development work for them. Yeah, I mean the setup is really nice. The it's pretty decent. Price is a little bit steep, but
so Al's buddy who set this all up prepaid a $400 bar tab for us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
nice.
I was drinking cocktails the whole fucking time. I forgot about that. Oh well, vodka soda, so pretty light.
Yeah.
Well,
soda.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you'd even need to drink water with that. I mean, you had all the soda water.
all the soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm uploading to my Flickr account. I forgot that my buddy Matt recorded a slow motion video of me driving one of the balls. And I have like no good. I don't have form or anything, but that was fun to just like hit the ball as hard as you can. And anyways,
yeah, I'm thinking that's kind of like it would be like way more fun than miniature golf. Because miniature golf, you have to hold back so much. You're doing these little putts. I mean, it's clever with the windmills and the dragon and all that.
So we did.
But that, you want to whack the shit out of the ball, right?
Just let your aggression out. Right?
One of the games you can do, like we did it twice. We played 3 games, and one of them was like Andrew was saying, where it's precision, so you have to go for. And that's great for all the people at golf. But then they did like the open whatever, so that whoever, it's kind of random, like you can smack the ball, and if you hit it far in the right spot or in the general vicinity, or if you just go right for the center where all the targets are, there's a random chance that you could get. So I won the first game, and it's all luck, but that opens it up for the people that don't that aren't avid golfers. So yeah, it was fun.
It's the gnat of golfing.
That's right. Yes.
Is it a rule in miniature golf that there has to be at least one windmill?
Yeah.
Yes. Some kind of swinging pendulum thing over the hole.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that one always fucking got me. God damn it.
It smacks your ball away.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh shit.
The one near us though, it was Scandia.
Good shot out right there.
The Scandia that's like shit, I can't remember
it's like golf and stuff.
Madison and Highway 80. There was one the very far corner spot had a hill that went up to a spot, and then it made a 90-degree turn to the right. So you had to hit it like gently up to the top to go down to the right. But if you just fucking slam the ball, it'll go over the fence and into the freeway.
Oh shit!
There's cars driving on the freeway.
It's like
we
little
used
colored
to, we used
fucking
to
golf
cause
balls
problems
bouncing
there.
around.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't get arrested at that place back in the day.
Yeah.
Between that and they had the go-karts, right? So I had camouflage cargo pants, right? So this is like 25 30 years ago, and you get used motor oil in a freezer Ziploc bag, and like around the corner.
Good shot out right there.
Oh, there we go. Let's see it.
Let me turn it down here. All right.
I cut my grass. That's gonna be 75 points for Al right there.
You missed it. You missed it again.
A pretty good hit.
Yeah.
Right in the lumberyard. Yeah. Anyways.
You can see the steam come off your breath. That must have been pretty cold, huh?
Yeah, it was like, I want to say it was like 20 degrees, but we were I could have been in a t-shirt because they have these giant heat lamps. Yeah. And all those little colors down there tell you like how what the distance is to the targets. And there's a big LCD screen that shows where your ball landed. So like even in those giant targets, there's little quadrants or little subsections of it. So you get more points the closer to the center you get. You
can roll in and still score, but if you get it in the middle, you get more points. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And those 3 purple markers that might be tough to see way in the back there. If you can get it in between either of those, you get massive amounts of points. So Yeah.
Even for non-golfers, it's actually pretty fun. Like
it is. It reminds me a little bit of I don't want to say. Well, I guess the only thing I can compare it to is bowling. But it'd be like bowling with bumpers or something where anyone's got a chance or something like that. It's hard to describe, but yeah, I think anyone would have a good time.
And they have like waiters and waitresses like bringing us food and drinks.
Yeah, they're very good, very attentive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sounds like a good time.
For sure, yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyways, that's funny. See, Bart, I was totally thinking about that thing. Was that the video of the clown?
Oh,
yeah.
You're gonna die, clown.
Happy Gilmore.
Go to your happy place.
Yeah. I got it. And then he spits it out. Takes out his nose.
So, Gak, you were talking about the golf, Scandia, the camouflage.
Yeah, so the
motor oil.
Yeah, where are we going with this?
The go-karts. So there's a go-kart track. So you go underneath the bridge, and there was like a 90-degree turn to the right. And so I had a Ziploc bag about half full of used motor oil. Right as he hit the 90-degree turn,
as you would.
I grabbed the Ziploc bag and I just like slap it down on the road, and it put a massive oil slick. It's like every time everyone would go around there, they'd like spin out like on Mario Kart, you know? It's like, whoa!
I was gonna say you did a Mario Kart.
It was fucking awesome, man.
They crash and break their neck.
And it wasn't my idea, but I was the one who had the balls to do it, you know? Like a friend of mine, there was like 4 or 5 of us. So they would have like maybe 8 to 10 people on carts, right, going around, and 4 or 5 of us knew each other, and so we got it. And we went around like a couple times, and then they saw like people were crashing and getting stuck on the shoulder, you know, and so they made us all pull aside. The guy was so freaking angry. He's like, Ken, we were laughing our asses off, and he just knew it was one of the crew I was with. He's like. He even said, he's like, I know it's one of you motherfuckers. One of you guys did this. You know what's happening is we got to shut this course down for the next 2 hours because we got to go out there with like cleaner and we got to clean it till it's dry so no one can get hurt, you know. And we're just laughing it off, you know.
So when are you allowed back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think tomorrow is like it's finally up. You can finally go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's like Christmas Story. Who put Flick up to this?
Yeah.
Flick who? Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my Scandia story from
double dog
years
dare
ago,
you.
probably. Yeah.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
And I thought that place was owned by like a Roseville cop, or it was part of his family or something. That
could be. They have one over towards the Bay Area too.
Like they do. Yeah, this is the one over by Roseville. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
we have a Roseville too.
There's Sunsplash in Roseville, but that's different. The Scandia is I don't know if that's called Citrus Heights or where it's at there, but
it's right on the edge of Citrus Heights in Roseville. I think it's technically in Roseville. I'm trying to remember if I had any cases out of there.
Could be. Yeah, a lot of sketchy stuff in that area. I'll agree to that.
She was prosecuting kids at the
back in the day, that is where I played Marble Madness all the time. Was that Scandia? Scandia, yeah. Yep. And I remember, and I saw Simpsons for the first time there. And then they had the I'm trying to think of it. It was like a jet airplane is like a moving cockpit, full motion. I'm trying to think of it.
Afterburner?
Yeah. And right when I was first starting to collect actual machines, they had a Craigslist thing, and they were like, the motor stopped working on it, and they only wanted like $75 for it. But the freaking thing's like the size of a truck, you know? It's huge.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about it. I'm like, oof, can't do that. $75.
Those big games, man. That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should get one of those moving Galaxy Force.
Right? Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That Sarah talks about.
Sarah made it sound pretty awesome.
Oh, the 360.
Yeah,
Best game
she finally found one. Is Sarah in chat today?
I think that she went to bed. I saw some people saying good night, Sarah.
Yeah,
maybe she'll watch it.
She's gone.
Anyway, Sarah's always on the hunt for those 2 games, either the 360,
R360, and
and the
G-Lock
360.
Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't she live near that place that she blogs about? I want to say.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
It's up in the Northeast.
I was just happy she found one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That was cool.
She was stoked.
Her description was awesome. She posted on Facebook.
That's where that's where I saw it.
Oh, she found one to play.
Actually,
or she
it was
for
public. No, for public
found one to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is really rare. That up to her room.
I only seen one at Disneyland. Had one in that Starcade when it used to be a Starcade, an arcade. Was the, that what was the Galaxy Force 2, the motion chair that she's talking about? Yeah, that's the only place I've ever seen it. So it's probably pretty rare. I think it was like pretty expensive to play too, like $4 or $5.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Congrats to CoinDork for grabbing that. Is that parachute or what's it called?
Skydiver.
Skydiver. There we go.
Did you get it from Nick or whatever?
No, from Flynn 4321 or something like that. The guy on the East Coast.
Oh.
It's super minty. Like the thing looks brand new.
It's super expensive, I bet too. How much did he pay?
He said people were being all quiet about it. People are arguing about it, whatever. And he just came out and said, he's like, I just offered him $7,500 for it. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
get a Wonka for that. You can.
Yeah. How many I keep saying parachutes.
But that's not what he wanted.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
There's 5 skydivers maybe. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
there's not a lot of them.
I think really the kind of it's with pins to me too. Like all those prices sound insane. Even what you guys have, Carrie, Jimbo. Jimbo's getting one.
Yeah.
Mock, Andrew. I just can't justify it. I'm like, to me, it's like a mental thing. Like, okay, let's just say my monthly salary. If it's like 1/4 of a monthly salary to buy a pin, no problem. I'll make it happen. But when it's like freaking several months salary, not that much, but more than a month's salary, I'm like, oh damn.
Believe me, Gak, I'm still wrapping my head around this.
Yeah. But I think it's just a relative thing, So if you
like if you stop drinking beer for a month, you'd be able to pay for one.
I know.
Wow, that's a dinger. I missed. Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone. Mock's here all week.
I honestly thought about this earlier. You probably can't see it, but I've had 3,301 beers. If those were
one liver, mind you.
If those were $5 a pop, I could have bought 2 new unboxed. I'm like,
although
Jesus Christ.
I have to admit that now that I've started buying mods and they've started showing up, that now it's like, holy shit, I'm invested. This is real. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You got to do it now.
Yep.
Or you got to sell off those mods.
Yeah. Speaking of that, look what I got.
Ooh.
You suck them and suck them and suck them, and they never get smaller.
At least I don't think they do. Yeah.
Let me guess. You're planning on yanking more tests at some point.
Yeah.
You're gonna be yanking it, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be tugging and pulling. If
there we go.
Gary, can you pull this gobstopper out of my ass?
Put it back in.
Yeah.
Put it in. Put it out. Put it in.
Yeah,
Is it smaller? Is it smaller?
Ornaments. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you see that again, Jim?
Apparently, this one takes batteries, and he's got quotes and stuff. But so if I don't want to put this on the playfield, it'll be a great ornament.
So it's
that's
an
what
ornament.
it is. Yeah, both of them are.
Gotcha.
And that dude on Modfather, all he's fucking doing is taking the top piece off where you'd put the hook, and a custom bracket, which I can go to Ace Hardware too. Fuck face. And he's trying to charge. It just pisses me off because he's selling these as mods, and he's asking like $78 for this that I got for.
And what does it normally cost? Okay,
like $20.
So he bought out a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
It was the same thing for the starships in Star Trek.
Or
just the Hallmark
Tron toys too.
Yeah, just Hallmark ornaments.
Hallmark. Well, they're high quality though. The light cycles from Hallmark are very nice. They have lots of detail.
They do a good job. Yeah.
Super good. So wait, so when you pull the hook thing out, does it have a hole in his head?
I imagine.
Does the guy who's selling it for $90 at least fill that and paint it?
Right. Yeah. Maybe. You'd hope.
That's too much work.
The problem is that the pictures aren't from that angle.
Yeah.
You know, and he's. I think he even uses like one of the stock photos that's on Hallmark's site. So like,
really? He really put a lot of effort into this.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I could see.
The sad thing is, I wonder how many people bought them. I wonder how many people have actually bought them. That's the sad part. I did order one mod though from that site.
Does it come with like mounting brackets and like lighting, wiring, or anything like that? The guys that mod the stuff?
Not lighting. It just comes with the like. I don't even know what the bracket is because there's no picture of it. Like what the mounting bracket
Probably
is.
Just came with a 3M sticker and says here, put wherever you want.
Yeah. Zip tie. It's like a freaking zip tie. Yeah, zip tie to the nearest metal rod.
Zip tie. Willy Wonka on his sides.
You got like drill
all over the place.
On your own.
just wiggles all over the place. Yeah.
Was that one in the video that guy does with the unboxing where the box is broken?
He did.
Oh, Zach. That was
he only did the mod couple ones.
Okay. Oh, and this one wasn't from Mod Couple. This was Mod.
No, it's Mod Father.
Mod Father. Oh.
Yeah. I did buy one because they make nice looking cup holders. Mark was talking about. I bought one that's got the same blue sparkle finish that the LE has. That's got the Wonka.
That's.
So do you have a deposit on one yet, or were you on an actual pin?
There is no deposit. Well, it depends on where you order it from. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna,
Yeah, people have them. I mean, you can just order them. And
he's just gonna get it buying one part at a time.
Yes.
Like I got a leg. Look, guys,
it's like the old Sears program, layaway, right?
Yeah.
Layaway. That's right.
I'm just gonna, that would be, I just got it. I saved money by just buying all the parts, and then I'll assemble it myself. Fuck. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Including the unpopulated playfield.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
God.
I know how much work.
Oh my God.
You gotta bang in the colored inserts of the hammer. Build your own
and they
pin.
provide simple 4,000 step instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, tax return time. That's the goal.
The time.
Soon.
Oh.
Getting soon.
Nice.
We'll be there soon.
So it's up to Trump whether or not if you get a pin or not.
Yeah. Trump will make sure I don't get a pin. That's for sure. If last year was any indication. It's the.
I hope I break
last year's
even.
any indication, I'll get one.
Yeah, I hope I don't have to sell a pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to the government.
Jesus.
It's going right into the White House.
Yeah. Yeah, for the golf cart rentals.
Yeah. Nope, I got a few more on their way, and I'm a few more mods, and I think then it's kind of down to like if I want to get there's a couple I have to basically wait until I get the pin, because one of them that I want goes on is a mod for the coin door, and it's like a little shadow box, light box type thing that goes where the dollar bill validator would go.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks, but it's customized to what number of machine you've got. And since the LEs are numbered, they will fabricate that number. Here, let me show you, because this is
it like a little diorama kind of thing, or
it's like a
picture what you're talking about?
Let's see here, mod couple. Let me just share this. It'd be easier. Ooh, that was a good one. There.
It's trying to fill the dead space. Oh yeah.
So it goes. You can see the coin read. It goes right in there.
Looks like some of it's 3D printed, maybe like the gold part.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so mine would be limited edition, and then whatever number. So that I gotta wait on. These are the mod couples stuff. I'm actually not getting. Originally, I'm like, oh my god, all these look awesome. I want them all, and then like I started like, where the fuck am I gonna put that? No, that looks kind of. So
Factory's cool right there. The one in the corner.
Yeah, I haven't decided between. I haven't decided between this one and there's another one.
Put your cursor over it real quick before you.
Yeah, the smoke is really cool.
See, there's little powdered smoke, the cotton. Yeah,
yeah.
Because there's another one out there, another factory. It's not as good as this one.
Is that like the you're talking about the Mezzomod one, right?
Yeah, I think that might be it. I didn't think that it looked as cool.
Yeah, I'll. It's
that's a lot of porn tabs.
Oops. You're talking about this one?
Let me see.
Oh, I see a Minnesota Craigslist tab there.
Interesting. No, I haven't seen that one actually.
Yeah. See, so
I saw it was just another building. It looked shitty though. It was a different one. Yeah.
See, this one to me, like I'm torn between this one and the other one. I like this that looks like, and that actually spins that wheel there when the ball goes through.
Oh, that's cool.
I want it.
And it adds, and then you add this pipe, and so it looks cool. My only concern is, and I've been looking at so many different pictures, is I don't want this to block too much of the view of where the ball returns, where the ball drops down.
Yeah.
So I'm just like I've been looking at some other ones. Some look better than others. So I've been torn between this one and then the other, and then this one.
Yeah. If you watch videos though, Jim, the ball comes out pretty slow and it drops down there though. You have time to react. It's not like it's too fast. It's not like a launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how shitty that is. That's the factory one right there. Look how crappy that is.
It's like
that's
it's just a plastic box.
People refer to it as the margarine factory.
Yeah,
because it's like the stick of butter.
That's funny.
It's shitty.
So that's why
weird. I mean, that's like beyond crappy. That's
I don't
amazing.
Like
for me, I didn't notice until I saw these mods. And I'm like, now I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
So that's the only other one that I'm torn between, because this is, to me, is fucking cool, and this is actually modeled. They made this to model off the factory that's in the LCD animation while you're playing the game.
That looks
so
good.
So this mimics that.
So
I'm torn because this one, this one's more detailed and obviously less expensive, and then there's this one, but that spins when the ball goes. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
So
actually, the other
one, I
one
went back and forth.
The other one's more that one's more expensive.
86.
No,
even though because it says 86 and that one says
130.
Oh, with the pipe. Oh, got it.
With the pipe.
Our mod's crazy priced. They're always a lot.
I've already spent but I'm taking your advice about getting it. I've went in order of like what I think is going to be harder to get as time goes on.
Oh, there you go.
Like immediately I'm like, the one I absolutely needed was that plunger there. I need that gobstopper plunger.
Yeah, that sells out all the time too. So I guess they keep doing another run of it, but you never know.
And we're done. I assume there's like a Pro and a LE and that kind of stuff with the pin
for the Wonkas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is there? I mean, what's the big difference?
I didn't tell you the other one I purchased, but maybe I'll save that for. I got the fancy Wonkavator, the one that spins.
The spinner one. That's the cool one, I think.
Because the other one mounts right in front of the Wonkavator ball lock, and I don't want to block it. Plus, this one's got that bright blue light in there and it spins with the mode.
Okay.
There's a cool video of it.
So Gak, the differences between the two really are just graphics on the sides, and there's a special ball lock that's doesn't even happen hardly ever. The ball lock feature is still in both versions, but there's a physical. It's one's physical, one's virtual. So when there's a ball lock mechanism that's against the back of the playfield. and but you can still have that going on.
So it's almost like it seems like you could do an upgrade to the other one, right?
That's the one I've seen, the spinning blades.
Yeah, that's the one that I got.
Can't upgrade. You can't upgrade to the ball lock in the back.
Okay.
No.
So like kind of a hologram screen there on the right.
It's got a
LCD.
Oh, that's an LCD.
Yeah, it's the Wonka Vision.
Okay.
And it takes your picture and shrinks you down and puts your face in there.
Ah.
Yeah, there's a camera in the game.
Yeah. So cool. They have because I was like, well, this is standard or a pro that they've got in here. For the LE, for like mine, there's another spot to mount it that goes kind of off to the right side here, so it doesn't block the Wonka Vader. So, or the ball lock. So yeah, I went back and forth between that one and the one that Mod Couple has, but ultimately the fact that this one spins just like the one in the movie and stuff, and it looks really good, and it's got that cool light. I think it actually comes with a spotlight too, specifically for that.
How much is that elevator? Wonka Vader?
Well, is it like $150?
Oh, yeah.
I know. That's why I'm like,
they're expensive. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, toppers are expensive too. They're like $300 usually.
The ones, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna get
more or less. Yeah. The medieval madness, the company that I bought that from, they just came out with a topper like maybe a month ago. $700 or something crazy.
Oh my god! Good lord!
I think it's how much it was. It was crazy. It looked really cool. I think that's how much it was. Let me double check my numbers there. Does that sound crazy though?
And it lights up and spins around.
Doesn't do anything. It just sits there.
Oh Jesus!
It looks cool, but not that cool. Maybe I might be wrong. It might have been 400, but let me double check that. But yeah.
Yeah, the one that Jersey Jack released. So they have one that comes with the collector's edition. But then they're like, well, let's they released one now, another one that you can put on the LE, and that's $300. And it's supposed to have this waterfall effect, but if you look at it, it's LEDs. So it's like chung, 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 chung. It's not like a fluid thing, not like your whitewater or something, you know. Let's see here. Pinball Topper. Where is the Jersey Jack store? Why is it? Anyways, it's $300.
It's $600. I was close.
Fuck. I mean, I'm like, I don't know if it's like,
I'm going to give you a link topper? So you guys can see it. Okay, in the IRC, go to, just when you go to that link, just scroll down just a little bit. And you'll see the topper. They have it on the picture, but they also have a close-up of it. It just lights up like the Monster Bash one, and they have lights underneath it. It's all really detailed, though. It looks great. It's just, I'm sure it's custom painted.
Yeah,
it's very expensive though. I can't pay $600 for that. Well, I'd rather make it in ZBrush and have Keith 3D print it.
Yeah, I mean,
you can make them bobbleheads.
Yeah, I'll make bobblehead versions so when you shake the machine, the little orcs' heads shake.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I think
that actually would be cool.
I mean, this is a really cool topper.
So the background is just like flat, but there's like 3 figures on it, right?
Yeah, and they light up. It changes lights per what modes are going on.
Yeah,
kind of like my Monster Bash does the same thing.
I mean, it's pretty.
Has anyone figured out like what the pinout is for plugging in those factory toppers so that they can tie into game modes to do different colors like that, but do their own custom ones?
I've never seen somebody do one that's like their own. It's usually that sort of setup is for when it's like dedicated, you know.
No, I don't know, but I mean, like, there's obviously there's some kind of cable you plug in. So you should be able to like capture that pin out and then just like sit there and watch for changes in the signals on each one of those things. Just figure out like, all right, what's triggering what to do what.
Oh, I see.
And then be able to then do a topper or whatever you want to put on it, but then actually be able to change it with the modes.
Yeah, well, you could cheat it, and you could just. A lot of people, what they like to do is they don't like to make it destructive, where they have to cut into a wire. Sure. They like to use alligator clips and do, just clip it to the light that affects that mode or whatever, or that insert. Right. Think of it that way. So if that insert is for that mode, they could just have an LED for that and alligator.
But Andrew, you're right. You're right though about because everyone on Pinside, when they're talking about toppers, from what I've seen, the number one question is it interactive?
Yeah.
Right? And
no, it usually isn't.
Well, yeah, but you figure I don't know, how the Ghostbusters one, for example. So that's $500, and I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a beautiful topper, and I love that it interacts with the game. And the whole thing is when the siren goes off, it lights up and shit. So that's got to plug in somewhere on one of the boards somewhere, right? So there's got to be a header.
Yeah, there's a header or connector on the.
Yeah. So why couldn't you figure out what's going on with that header? Unless there's logic in the topper somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
But even then, it's still sending a signal out through that header that you should be able to do something with.
Right.
If you were clever. If one were clever.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys see my post? I just read up just today. It's actually fairly recent. I think that thread started maybe a month ago about the Wonka candy codes in the game. So apparently, it started out really slow. Someone noticed after an hour or two on the attract, they started a little Easter egg would be flipper code, they call it Wonka candy codes, and it shows 6 boxes of different types of candy, and then using your flippers, hit left 11 times, hit this to get the right flipper code, and if you get it right and it's accepted, then that alters the gameplay a little bit. It's a different game mode and stuff, and things act differently.
That's an old school thing.
Your flippers are reversed suddenly, or and so someone started up a thread, and there's been a dozen or so codes that people have been reporting, that different ones that they've seen, and they started up on GameFAQs or something like that, and what they do, what the code is and what it does, and it'll be
weird. Monster Bash has that where it was actually programmed into all the Monster Bashes. It's a secret thing. I don't know how anybody would figure it out back then because we didn't have the internet. But you do the same thing. You put your quarter in and you do something with the flippers left,
you start out with
right,
both flippers
left.
And boom.
Yep. And then what it does, it changes all the call outs are by the creator, Lyman Sheets. He's shoot the ball in the he's he's all hamming it up. You're oh, you're sucking, like that. Yeah, he all hams it up on his recordings. So I have to try that. I haven't done. I've seen it on YouTube. I've watched people do it, but yeah,
I couldn't believe how many codes people are
old school thing. Yeah.
Apparently all the pieces of candy or whatever, I think they show up on the WonkaVision thing, and so that allows you to if you see it real quick, at the end of your game or whatever it is, then they'll help you visually remember. It's kind of remember Mortal Kombat codes, like Mortal Kombat 3.
Where they show them really characters quick. Yeah. Okay, I got to show you the worst topper. Okay, so. Star Wars. Remember how shitty the artwork? We talked about that a few years ago. How bad it was. It was just a warp.
What a failure!
It was a horrible failure. Well, they told everybody when before when it was going on sale. Hey, we're gonna have a topper for this. You're not gonna want to miss out on this topper. It's gonna be interactive. It's gonna be awesome. So. Some people prepaid for it and all this stuff, and it's so expensive. This one's $765, and all it is, it's this R2D2 that they shoved in a little slice of the X-wing. But what it really looks like, it looks like R2D2 has big shoulders.
Oh no!
All right, I posted the link. It looks terrible.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if that's the right R2. His proportions to his shoulders to his actual shoulders, his head.
So is it interactive? No. Does it move around with the gameplay?
It just moves back and forth and blinks. It's pretty shit though.
What the fuck?
For what you pay for, yeah.
$700. Is that what you said?
$765.
Oh my God, that's a ridiculous amount of money.
I lost my connection to our IRC.
Isn't that terrible? Yeah. Oh, you did? Here, Carrie, I'll put it in our chat.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
I just thought it was.
That's crazy.
So shitty. I'm like, and I don't think they were.
Oh, that's awful. Sorry.
I didn't think they weren't even going to do it, but they had to because they announced.
It looks like R2D2 is like stuck in an air conditioning vent or something.
He's missing details though. Like look at there's a weird little hole below his eye hole. You know, see that little that silver flat area. There's just a little hole there.
R2, can you turn down the hotel room to 65 degrees?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so stupid.
Oh, that's really bad. Oh, people must have been pissed.
Oh yeah,
that's so much money for that.
Inside lit up. Like what the fuck, Stern?
That's crazy.
That's why you don't prepay without seeing pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stupid.
Worthless, no good. Goddamn son of a bitch, good for nothing. You forgot, lazy. I don't know.
You're pie R2.
Exactly.
What about you, Dad?
What about you?
Yeah.
Oh, I have Andrew. I got a movie for you to download to add to your Flex. Okay.
I don't download movies. That's illegal.
To legally rip from his own Blu-ray.
This one's on YouTube for everyone to watch, if everybody wants it. So, have you guys seen Peter Jackson's Dead Alive,
or goriest movie
Brain
of all
Dead?
time?
Yeah. So someone uploaded a pretty high quality version of it, but it's the uncensored version. So I saw scenes that I'd never seen before. So I just watched it this weekend with my daughter's boyfriend.
What's it called again?
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. It's one of the most gory but funny. It's a comedy. It's a dark comedy, kind of like Return of the Living Dead comedy kind of thing. That kind of humor.
They handed out barf bags in a theater.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
It's I mean, I'll provide a link to everybody, but it's
before Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, before Lord of the Rings. This is like one of it. He's actually in the movie too. He's got a little cameo in it. Overseas in the UK, it's called Brain Dead. Our version was called
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive.
Yeah.
Dead Alive, and it was censored too. They cut out a few scenes.
Did you guys know? Have any of you watched that? That I've talked numerous times about that Never Sleep Again, Nightmare on Elm Street documentary.
Oh yeah.
Did you know? So Peter Jackson was originally set to direct Dream Warriors.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder how that movie would have turned out. Yeah.
Probably more like a comedy.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was on board for I think he had a hand in some of the Tales from the Crypt stuff, but
okay.
He was big into horror. But
all right,
yeah, I wonder.
Keep that link I just posted.
I just put a note in my phone to.
Okay, it's a really funny, fucked up movie.
All right.
It's really well. I think it's a good time though.
Okay.
What do you think, Andrew? Did you like that movie?
Which, Dead Alive?
Yeah.
It's probably been 10, 15 years since I've seen it.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been on Netflix or Amazon for a while too, I think. It's on one of the others.
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
You'd recognize the cover.
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Good.
It's a woman. Yeah.
But there's like a zombie,
like a skeleton. Like
thing in its mouth.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you go through the VHS store and you'd always see that cover and go, "What the fuck is that?" Gak, remember with the girl and she's holding her lips apart and there's a little face inside her mouth?
Oh yeah, that sounds familiar.
I looked at that cover like a gazillion times.
Yeah,
when I was
and I never read it.
And I look at the back, and it'd be like someone like punching through someone's like abdomen, like a zombie, like. And I look at it for a while, and I'm like, I don't know. I never rented it. Yeah, should have.
Yeah, I know. Instead, I rented Faces of Death.
Yes. Or what was the other one? Mondo Magic. Remember that one?
Mondo Magic.
Leprechaun 3.
That's not one of those like snuff films that like is that okay or what?
Yeah, is this legal?
Yeah, exactly. You can't tell if it's like
Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Yeah.
That used to be a thing that me and my buddy Scott used to do all the time throughout high school. It's like a tradition. We'd stay up all night and we'd go to the rental store, and any horror movie that had at least one sequel, we'd rent them and watch, get through all. It had to have at least one sequel.
Okay.
Hey,
So
Gag, I put the link of that picture in the IRC. Does that look familiar?
That does look familiar.
That actually happens in the movie, but it just doesn't look like that.
Okay.
Candy dispenser included with each 3-pack.
Awesome.
What kind of candy does it dispense?
Now, here's an interesting little worthless fact: remember Peter Jackson did King Kong?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So when they're on the boat on their way to Skull Island. Oh, by the way, in Dead Alive, the reason why everybody starts turning into zombies is because
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first.
Oh, the rat monkey.
This is the first 2 minutes of the movie. Okay, I'm not really spoiling anything.
Yeah,
Peter, I think they go and find a rat monkey on this like island, and it's called Skull Island, which is the same island that King Kong's on, right? They capture it and take it back to the UK. Well, in King Kong and Peter Jackson's King Kong, when they're on the way to Skull Island, they're in the storage area, and you can see cages and stuff, and there's some animals. One of the cages in the corner has a little sign on it that says rat monkey. So it's like a callback to his Dead Alive movie. And he's actually taking it back to Skull Island, I guess, to release it. So it's just kind of funny when the director, he puts something in from something that he made when, 20 years ago or whatever.
Fuck, maybe I didn't see that movie.
No?
I don't know. It's not ringing any bells.
Just check it out. Drink some beers and watch it. We should watch it together.
Yeah, totally.
I put a link to Mondo Magic in the IRC. You guys never seen that? I don't know.
No, I have not.
I'm pretty sure it's like a snuff film, but it was like totally, you could buy it, you could rent it at the local video store.
There's like voodoo shit going on.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? Somehow my mom would rent it for us. I was like,
oh, really?
15, I was like 14, 15 maybe.
No. I don't need to watch that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was like, what in the hell is this all about?
Oh, no.
No, Dead Alive is not like that.
Nope.
Mine's more funny.
Nope.
This is
got about 5 seconds in and I'm out. Like I see where that's going.
I didn't even see if I
want to unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good that I cut it at the 5 seconds.
Holy God, they do run around with their heads cut off.
I feel dirty now.
Thanks, right.
Nope.
I thought that was a myth.
Nope, it's not.
Clearly not.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So when I went over to Keith's house to get my Robotron fixed, I really was going over there to we were just gonna hang out and play some of his classic console stuff because Keith's really into classic gaming console, having the actual ones, like he has like Vectrex, like Carrie, and he's got Dreamcasts and GameCubes. He's got a couple of them actually of all that stuff. Anyway, I've always wanted to check out Castlevania Rondo of Blood, I think it's called. And it's on the TurboGrafx 16 that's connected to the CD player. It never was released in America, but it's one of the best Castlevania games ever made. It's up there with Symphony of the Night that's on Sony PlayStation 1. It came out before that actually though. So what's neat about this is that you guys have all played Castlevania on NES or on the Red Tent. So you guys know the music that's throughout the game. Well, what they did was the levels are sort of similar, but with different bosses, some of them, and some of them are the same. But the music is all the same music from the NES one, but all done like an orchestra style, full-blown musical scores because it's running off CD. That was how they would show off their CD system. And
but it's basically the same as the Nintendo version.
It's very similar. Like
as far as like the
music, yes,
and stuff like that.
The graphics are a little bit. They're like, well, no, they look better. But the levels are similar. Like the beginning level where the ghouls are, you're going through the castle and there's ghouls in the ground, like that. It's very similar to that. But then they add other creatures and there's a little bit different platforming, but very similar. I would say similar, not the same though. But no, it was we played it. God, I got to his house around like 4:30, and I left his house at like 11 something. We just played that all fucking night. That's awesome. We didn't even beat it. We got almost to the end. We got to the clock tower, but luckily it has a save, so we can come back to it. But no, it was a good time. We drank beers and played Castlevania all night. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So were you in the garage or in the house when you were doing
We were in the garage, and then luckily it wasn't too cold that night. I had I actually had my
come on, it does
Arcade Outsider house set. What?
It does not get cold in Southern California.
It's cold tonight, right now. Right, Carrie?
Yeah.
Right, Gak?
It's like 62 degrees in Southern California.
No, it's like 50 right now or something. It's so
you
cold.
are having a cold snap. It's cold. It's cold here. It's 54. Okay, it feels colder than 54.
You guys.
The California 54.
It's
totally. It's damp.
18 up here right now.
Yeah,
Come
you know where I live. It's a damp cold.
It's 41 where I'm at right now. 41.
That is
okay,
cold.
and I'm at 18.
Andrew's like, it's like 3 degrees.
It's like 30.
I know, yeah. If Jim were here, he'd probably win or lose, depending on how it is that you
20. He said 20, right?
Well, in the house is fine, but I'm in the arcade, so I got the dual heaters blasting me right now to hang. So yeah,
and a giant wall of heaters behind you.
Yes, yeah, right.
Gabriella corrected me. It's Randu of blood.
Randu.
So she's heard of it.
That sounds like some kind of twisted fondue. Like, it's not a fondue, it's a rondu. Made by Ron.
I like it. It was more graphic too than the NES one. So like when you kill a monster, like sometimes they'll disintegrate and their flesh will fall off their body and they're all bloody. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's you guys remember the Turbo graphics? It wasn't very popular.
I don't think I ever played that system.
Had Bonk's Adventure on it. That was the big game they had. But yeah, but why wouldn't they bring one of their best games here? Like they had the CD system. That always drove me crazy. It's like, no wonder your system's not selling well. Bring your fucking good games over here, assholes. No, we're gonna keep Castlevania, even though it's really popular at NES. Now we're not gonna bring that over here.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
I wonder if there's like a licensing issue with it.
It was Konami. I don't know.
Well, I know, but just.
Oh, you mean at the same time because it was on NES?
Because was that was like Super Nintendo era, right? Super graphics, or was that later?
Was Super? I don't think Super was quite out yet. It might have. Probably might have been within a year or so. But they didn't have a Castlevania for that even until a while later.
Right.
It's Castlevania 4. So.
Just wonder if there's like a release thing where it's like, oh well, we don't want to.
They NES probably did have. I think they did have a Castlevania 3. So I don't know if it might have been a conflicting thing, where like
just guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's actually pretty good guess.
Because I mean, if it's such a great game, then that sucks.
Maybe they should have just waited and then put it out after the licensing expired for it because it was, it's a really good game. It's too bad. Too bad nobody played it over here.
Except you and Keith for a couple hours.
Yeah, and you can play it on emulation now, so it's there.
So Charles Klein, he's out in your area, right?
Andrew? Yeah, he's close by me. Yeah.
He says it's been 20 degrees last couple nights.
Yeah, we had some chilly overnight. I mean, don't ask Seabart what it's been like up there.
Yeah. Right. 20 degrees is like summer weather.
18 Fahrenheit up here right now, and it's not that bad.
That's not bad.
T-shirt weather.
minus 40. That's when I turn the heater on in the bathroom to keep the ice warm.
Oh, jeez.
And hope I don't wake up to a waterfall and a geyser in the garage. Yeah, that was not a fun.
I don't know how people survived like a year ago, 100 years ago, in that kind of weather.
Yeah,
like,
they built fires.
Stay in a cave.
Talking about the blubber.
Yeah. You have a chimney.
16 here. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is why it's t-shirt weather.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually beat Seabart, so that's pretty good.
My money was on you, Jimbo.
All right.
Yeah.
But what is it in your room that you're in right now? Like 65, 70?
Probably.
I've got the balcony cracked a little bit, so it's probably about 63-ish, I suppose.
There you
in
go.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah, that building's hot.
Yep. Yeah, even if it's like 0 degrees or whatever, I'll usually have the balcony cracked a little bit. But I love this time of the year because my electric bill is like $50 a month, if that. Yeah. It's the summers that are the expensive months with the AC going.
Cool. Yeah, I bet.
Oh. What's your heating there? Is it electric or?
No, it's gas. Pretty sure.
It's a central heating.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my old apartment was all baseboard. Oh boy, was that not a fun bill.
Oh, baseboard electric, those suck.
Yeah. And the hot water tank was electric, and
no, I'm lucky. Heating's included. It's all gas. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But then I am even if it wasn't, I probably wouldn't, because like I don't have my heat on at all because I'm on the second floor. So like the hallways are like 80 degrees because it's all old people.
Yeah, it's all the old Russian, all the old Russian people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep. So
yeah, it's always you walk in and it's like oof, it's like this wall of heat.
So hot.
The difference between the hallway and like walking in through my apartment door is at least 20 degrees most days.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I had neighbors on either side, and above me and below me was the main electrical room for the tower. So I had heat, but the insulation on that one wall with the exterior was junk. You could feel a breeze come through all the windows, and the landlord, like, I had to buy my own weather stripping and put it in.
Oh shit!
It's like, dude, this is outer shell of the building. You should be maintaining these. Probably 40-year-old sliding glass doors, and I can guarantee you those things were original to the building.
Huh. like my naked gapless. It's naked.
Yes.
It's naked.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is
that's
naked.
Right. Damn, look at that.
Do I dare ask what that is?
Well, that's gapless.
You took it off.
Oh,
wait, what did I miss?
Yeah, it's gapless. I just stripped the cabinet and pulled off the.
Oh, right behind you there.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, this is going to be. This might be the record quick restore that I've ever done because I'm rushing. I want to get. Well, I'm not really rushing because it'll probably be even after I order Wonka, it's going to take time for that to get in. So, but I want to get this done quickly. So I was going to, now that I pulled the vinyl off, I was like, oh, wait, this isn't, the sides came off really easy. I didn't have to do anything except peel.
Wow.
Nice. But the kick plate, the front was a bitch. I had to use a heat gun for that.
So what cabinet was that originally?
Gapless.
Yeah. Wait, so it's a factory gapless.
Yeah.
Is that
what they came in the same style cabinets as Galaga and Miss Pac.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
I always thought they were conversions for some reason.
Oh no, it's got a factory sticker inside. And,
okay.
That whole
yeah. Did you order the artwork 2 months ago?
Actually, I got it. Last year? It was last year's Christmas or birthday gift.
Nice.
Not my previous birthday. It was the birthday before.
Right.
So it was it was essentially just vinyl the entire side of the cabinet.
Yeah. Which makes sense because this game came out in '84, and if you look at the third generation Miss Pacs, they started using vinyl on those.
I do recall seeing that. Yeah.
So it was nice because I was a little concerned, but I still, with the corner work and filling some holes and stuff, I was going to do the whole polyurethane again like I did with Cheyenne. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to.
Oh, to like seal the cabinet.
Yeah, before I put the artwork on. Actually, this is pretty nice. If there weren't if there weren't some chunks and stuff missing, I would just do that again. But I may not even have to seal it. But definitely needs to be sealed. And I was torn. I'm like, originally I was going to do the polyurethane thing. Now I'm like, Then as of last night, I was thinking about it in my timeline, and I'm like, fuck it. How much is a 4x8 sheet of just black Formica? And I found it on Amazon for $48. So I'm like, two sheets will cover the whole fucking cabinet. Fuck it. I'm just going to laminate it and then put the vinyl over that, be done. So that should go relatively quick. The only thing that's a little tricky is going to be the corner. And then I haven't decided yet if I'm going to rip out the old wire, because I'm going to jamatize it so that I can have Galga 88. But the more I look at it, look over it, I pulled the MCR power supply out and everything, and I think I might actually just leave the original wiring the way it is inside there, and add the JAMA harness and everything to it, so that if I ever want, or someone else wants to put it back to the original state, they easily could. And plus,
because what are you going to do? You're going to wind up grabbing the whole harness and putting it in a plastic bag in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
You might as well leave it in the cabinet, right?
Yeah. Plus, it's less work for me.
Yeah.
Bonus.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's probably what I'm gonna do. But it should go pretty darn quick. I'm gonna get one of the Mike's Arcade JAMA switchers. So, but yeah, nice. for under like $90, I'll be able to just slap laminate on. It's all vertical grade, so I'll won't add anything to it. Go quicker. The real trick is going to be waiting it out for the right date that I can quickly move this thing out onto my balcony and bondo it, and then bring it back in. I missed my early window.
If you get the above 32-degree day, right?
Well, but I also need I need to for a day where there's no snow on my balcony.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
So like literally a week ago.
Like?
Yeah, I know, right?
Literally like a week ago, a week or two ago, we had like 5 days where I was in the 30s and it was sunny, and my whole entire balcony was completely dry, perfect. If I had so I don't know when the next time that'll be, but it'll be one of those things where I need to try to just hammer it out in one day, and then get that sanding done. Then I can, from there on out, I can do everything else in here. The only thing I can't do in here is sand bondo, because I've done that and it's not fun. I've probably still got like particles in my lungs too.
Yeah, remember you had like
your belly
plastic,
button.
the plastic sheeting all up in your apartment, like you were like,
when I did fucking Marble Madness.
It was like an episode of Dexter, like you're gonna fucking.
Hey, for you new viewers out there, if you want to go way back to one of our early episodes, you can see my crime scene of my old apartment.
All the plastic everywhere.
Oh my God.
You guys ever watch Dexter, that show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what that reminded me of. Show. Totally. It's like the victim wakes up and he's like in this room with like plastic sheeting everywhere. That was Jimbo's apartment.
Yeah. Not my apartment.
Beer.
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
So you can see it came off in big sheets.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's
good.
That's convenient. Hey.
Yeah. Marble Madness was that way too. If I recall, the thin vinyl and stuff, because they I don't know what they used for it to seal it, but yeah, it was nice. But
I mean, like everyone said, they really only anticipated it being in existence for like 6 months to a year tops, right?
Yeah, short period of time. Yeah.
Like a disposable machine after a year,
Yeah, I might. And I also need to get to the powder coater too, to drop off 2 coin doors and my control panel. So that'll be the only other thing to really wait on, but I can do that early. That goes quick because that's just fucking black. Like they can throw that in with anything.
I should bring some coin doors to Minnesota with me.
You could.
You could throw
as
it all.
carry-ons.
Yeah, it would fit.
Yeah, they'd fit.
It would totally fit.
Carry on.
Oh,
carry on.
Carry on my wayward son.
It's funny. I was talking to one of my colleagues, also named Carrie.
Don't you cry no more. No.
and we were talking about the what a pain in the ass it was in like 4th grade when you're learning they're doing math, and they would be like, then you carry the one, and I'd be like, what?
Carry what?
Because you're like spacing, and all of a sudden I keep saying your name. Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, yes, other carries had the same experience. They really would like, you even disturbed my daydreaming out the window.
Nice.
Daydreaming about Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck's stash combined with
that mustache
combined on the body of Steve Gutenberg.
that porn stash.
Porn chest.
I was never a Tom Selleck crush girl.
All right, Chevy Chase then.
Yeah, that was actually even before my Chevy Chase. I don't remember having crushes when I was really young. Like I just don't remember. Daydreamed about many things, mostly about
man. Who's our '80s crush? People?
Christy Brinkley, maybe. From Vacation.
Everyone liked Phoebe Cates.
Or Elle McPherson. Is it Elle McPherson? Isn't she from the '80s?
Yeah.
The hot chick from Weird Science.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly LeBrock.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Weird Science.
I was watching this interview with Danny Elfman. Yeah, Danny Elfman. Oh, there you go. He's playing. And Danny Elfman was talking about, like, the interviewer goes, "Do you have any regrets? And or anything from your older music, from Oingo Boingo or anything?" And he's like, "Well, I have one." And he goes, "Weird Science was a song that it was through the studios, so I had zero creative control or anything with that. And that was the only music video where I was had zero input or anything. They just called me on the set and I showed up and they shot it, and it was garbage. And I should have known it was garbage because years later I saw it on Beavis and Butthead and they're making fun of me." And he goes, "And I deserve it."
Yeah, that was probably the most fucking successful video he ever had, right?
I know, but it was most mainstream anyway. Yeah. Peekaboo. Yeah. If you watch his other older videos, they're all very Tim Burton-y. You can see a lot of Tim Burton style from their videos, because all their doorways are like Beetlejuice, where they're crooked.
Yeah.
Angled. Everything's angled weird. Everything's really dark and crazy.
I'm still bummed about that pinball project being scrapped.
Yeah.
Or turned down.
I know. Maybe someday. I don't know how long they have the license for, but
I would feel even better if they traded that in to do Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
That'd be a pin that I would spend stupid money on too.
When is that you're seeing them?
March. Okay. Yeah, late March.
Late March. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I can't believe that's so fucking awesome that Dave and his wife will be here. That'll be crazy.
Right.
Guys can go
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
we can introduce Dave and his wife to Mega Touch.
Drink Bud Lights together, smoke together.
Yeah.
Carrie, do you think
Dave's
wife would like Penthouse photo hunt?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know. Kind of like a mutual shit pantsing.
Let's both shit our pants.
You're looking at each other. Did you go? You went.
I went. Don't lie. Let me see. Let me pull it back.
That must remain eye contact the whole time.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
That will be fun. Yeah.
When the face turns red, you're fucked.
I love he has to tell everybody about it too. Yeah. Guess what I did?
No shame with that
pants.
Guy. Badge of honor.
No ego.
You missed it.
Right? Yes, exactly.
He's a man's man. That dude.
Yep.
I love Dave. Where's Dave?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
On tonight.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear a follow-up story on the head for his kid.
Oh yeah, that creepy
the monkey
head thing. I forgot about that.
Oh.
I want to see it work. You guys put batteries in it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a trip toy. What was what catalog did you get that out of? Sharper Image or something. Yeah, they used to have really weird products like that.
Sky Mall.
Oh, yeah, sort of like Sky Mall stuff. Yeah, I remember I bought a M16 squirt gun from Sharper Image when I was like pretty young, but it was like a full. It was black. It didn't have a red
orange tip. Yeah.
No orange tip. If I ran outside with that thing, it's like confidence shot me for sure. Yeah, but it had a motor in it, and it was a motorized squirt gun. It go and the picture in the magazine of it, it's squirting like a really solid stream, like it's shooting super far. I'm like, oh, I want a motorized squirt gun. It looks like an M16. So I order it. I go down to La Jolla to pick it up, and I can bring it home and try it, and it barely squirts like 3 feet. Yeah. Like what a piece! The regular squirt gun's better than this piece of shit. So my mom and I drove all the way back to La Jolla. It's about a 40-minute drive. I exchange it, get another one, take it home. Same thing. Yeah.
Oh no!
Like that's just how they're made.
Yeah.
So I just took it back. I got my money back. I should have sketched it because it looked like a cool gun, but I probably would have got
Super Soakers were the big craze when I was.
They didn't have those when I was
young.
I'm talking about 13 years old, somewhere around there.
Yeah. The big fucking tanks on top.
Those
some
things
of the
are
kids
cool.
that had more money.
They pump air into them. They shoot really far. Those things are cool.
Those are like the first real good squirt guns ever.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They really do soak you. How about the ones you draw the water out and then you can squirt?
Those are fun as fuck. I love doing that with my niece at the lake or whatever. Like, it's so much fun. They have range. Holy shit.
Yeah, they shoot far, and you just gotta have water nearby to. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Wow, a lot of good talk.
Yeah,
it's always a gamble on here. You just never know.
Yep, right?
one night it's a ton of like on topic arcade, whatever shit, and then the next week, who knows?
All over the place. Yep.
Yeah.
Squirrels.
Shit in our pants.
Shit in our pants.
We wrapping her up.
Yeah, I think so. Unless anybody else has anything else to.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Go a bit earlier. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us to episode 201. 201. Yes, 201. And yes, thanks for joining us. And we here every Tuesday at 8:00. We try to do 8:00 sharp, as sharp as we can, unless there's technical difficulties on YouTube's part, because it's usually them. But it's going good so far. Yeah, knock on wood. So, but yeah, thanks for joining us.
Andrew, we owe you some money, don't we?
For what?
By the way.
Oh, for this whole thing? Yeah, we can talk about it later. Yeah, actually, that's funny. I just got the invoice like yesterday.
I paid the.
We'll take it off. I'll take my portion off.
2 or so ago.
I'll take my portion off from what you owe me for Grinkers.
What?
Do I still owe you money?
I think so. I don't know. I don't remember if you paid me or not.
Harry
the hotel
money
room
for the
one night.
pizza, I think.
Shit.
I don't remember.
It's
all good.
If I owe you money,
I think
No, B-dubs. B-dubs.
So you get nothing.
Yes,
Good
exactly.
day. Yeah.
People talking in movie shows, people smoking in bed.
All right.
People voting Republican.
Cheers, everybody.